Hello and welcome back to Pantheon of the Geeks. Today you join us for another Stargrave video, and this is the Hope Eternal set. We have the book to have a look at. The Mining Robot, which I said in the last video, was actually from Last Prospector, but it's only just come out, so there it is. We have the Mercenaries 2 box. With the pre-order, they also sent us some Barbarians for the because you need them for some of the missions in here, and everything else came in ziploc bags, so they're not named. So I've got my phone. I hope I'll find the right ones. So let's just have a look. I've never actually seen the Barbarians. One of the Frostgrave ones I've not seen. This sprue is quite cool actually. And I guess having a quick look through the book, you just build them as Barbarians. They don't get fancy weapons. That's a cool Warhammer. Right, so we shall start and look at the Hope Eternal book. And oh yeah, and I did build some more from the last set, from the last video. See if I can have a bit more light on that. There we go. So these were the Crew 2 set. This one I particularly like. And it's quite dark in here today. I had to move the lights around when I was painting, so these are some of the ones from the set that I decided to put together, nothing in particular. And then there was the Darksiders. I put these guys together as well. So Cultist Body, Mercenary arms, and the metal head. Done it pretty well actually, kind of like them. Right, so Hope Eternal. This, I think this is going to be the fourth book that's come out for Stargrave. It's for the introduction. So this book is literally all about solo play and cooperative play. The end. The scenario in here can be played with standard crews that you've already got, but it's really designed to start a new crew off, or to play cooperatively, where people have 2 5-man crews, or 5-woman crews, or a mix, however you want to do it. And there are rules in here for creating new crews, for creating half-size crews if you want to play a co-op game, and then using your existing crews. But it really is designed at using a new crew. The turn sequence is different in this, because you have a captain, first mate, creature, then soldier phase. So your captain and first mate go before the creatures, then the rest of your soldiers go. In the cooperative game, both of you are technically captains, but one of you chooses to be the first mate, and you can switch that around in whichever scenario you want. So you agree at the beginning, oh, this time I'm going to be the captain, is that right? Yeah, and you can swap around next time if you want. But that's the new turn phase for this. There is rules in here for creature priority actions, and basically a simple AI guide. It works quite well, but as it does say in the book, feel free to do more logical things that the creatures would do in real life. So if there is a clear shot to somebody and the AI, for whatever reason, doesn't follow that, feel free to override that and take the shot, or however you want to do it. Basically, the good thing about this is it does tell you it's probably not going to be a fair game when you're playing against yourself, or you and your friend are playing against yourselves, because you want to win. But on the other hand, you set the challenge level in this, and that's the best thing. As long as you're enjoying yourself, it doesn't really matter. This is what this game is about. It's about enjoying yourself, having fun, setting yourself a challenge. If you want to make it more difficult, you throw more enemies in. If you want to make it easier, you could take a couple out. Entirely up to you. So the rest of this book, Hope Eternal Campaign, is what you play through. From the beginning, where you get access codes, and you play all the way through. You have a great maglev robbery, dramatic exit. And you play all this through, and I'm not going to dwell on any of these scenarios. I do want to play it through. I don't want to spoil it for anybody either. But it all leads to a grand finale. During the experiment. I think that was the finale. Just zipped past it. Yeah, getting the heck out of Dodge is the last sort of scenario. And then there's an epilogue. And that's literally the majority of this book is the campaign. We have the solo rules, the campaign, new rules for specific things like breathing underwater, falling, swimming and flying, combat, shooting and carrying loot, and high radiation rules. There is new advanced technologies and in the short term there's like mind stones, miracle shots, radiation skin, reinforced dusters, shortwave data transmitters, etc, etc. Then we have the beastery, which I'm flying into them. So these are some of the new things in here. Agrivorous snake. So we have the barbarian Hornet rider, which is a model on their site. It was quite cool. I may get one, not decided yet. We have some barbarian scouts, which you can buy the barbarian sprue and some like slingshots. To be quite honest though, I do have quite a lot of Celtic models lying around from when from some other games, so I might just use them. And then we have barbarian warriors. And then we have Chilaran, who's one of the characters from this. Combat drones. Drix, who's another one, another character. Enhanced mutants. A Gothrek, which is a model of, which I'll show you soon. And some Gothrek spawn, again, got a model of those as well. Rare Crustration, so giant crab. I think I've got some of them for D&D, so that's fine. Radioactive Abomination, I think that's what the Lovecraftian entity is that I've got down here. Rad Roaches, so straight out of Fallout, and Slaverbots. I think I've got those models with this as well. And new attributes. And that is it. So there's no new soldiers, there's no new backgrounds. This is purely a campaign book with some new mobs, some new skills and stuff in there, and that's it. It is just about the same thickness as the other books, so it's not like you've been shortchanged. I was quite surprised when I opened it and there was no new parts in it, because I hadn't really read up on what it was. I just got it blind, started reading it, going, oh, it's just a campaign. But I do quite like the idea of solo and cooperative play that's in there, and making the two half-size crews. So this might be something I film on the channel, surprisingly. Either solo play, or if we get time, maybe me and Clay can make half a crew each and play a couple of the scenarios. Obviously time is a resource, it's a luxury at the moment. But there we go. So Hope Eternal, that is the book. So you're literally getting a campaign in there. So if you're wondering whether this is for you, if you are not interested in solo games or co-op games, probably not the book for you. And I'd say the Last Prospector is probably a better one. Or Quarantine 37, was it? One of those two is probably better. You can watch the videos on those. But if you're up for a solo campaign, it does look pretty juicy. I definitely want to give this a run through. It definitely interests me. But there we go. So let's have a look at the models that came with all this. I'm going to start with the metal ones. Okay, so again, I apologise for the shadow of the camera on the screen, so it's because I'm filming in a different place than normal. And not much I can do about it, unfortunately. It's the way all the lighting is in here. And that's my phone, so apologies for that. I've just put my phone on because, again, these aren't marked as to what they are. I want to get the names right. So this is the Centrobots. Now this I have contacted them about it, because when I pulled it out of the box and noticed it, I was checking all the parts were in there, and this is actually missing. Well, it's sort of missing a part. See what I mean? We have these can't speak now. Rear legs for the sentry bots, and there's only one in the box because this isn't a real leg. They are sending a replacement. I contacted them, there was no problems, so I just sent them a picture saying it's not a real leg. That is actually snapped off, because you can see the snap there. Snapped off one of those, because the real leg has this same sort of grid ridged on the back. It sticks on like that to give you this tripod. That ain't sticking onto anything because it's broken. Initially I was just going to pin it, because it's only a tiny bit that's missing. I could just pin that, but then I realised actually that's not even a real leg with a bit broken off, that's actually a tripod section broken off there. So they're going to be sending a replacement for that. So guess what, we're all going to be building one of these today. I didn't want to wait for the replacement to come, I'm impatient, and I waited long enough to do the last video, and I've got a bit of free time, so I want to get this done now before I run out of time. So this literally goes on there, and then we have two variants. There's only two of these in the box. One kind of looks like a I kind of thought it looked like a flamer, but it doesn't really. It kind of just looks like a single gun turret. No, it doesn't really look like a flamer now. I've seen it close up. And then this one is like a multi-barreled one. Essentially it's the same thing, I think, in the rules. I'll double check that before the end. In fact, I'll double check that now. I had a look, unable to locate it. It just, I couldn't find it offhand. So I'll have a look again. There's a lot of bits of flash on these only taken off. You can do this with a knife, you can do this with a pair of clippers. That's not a problem. Especially your robot in the background, you're just feeding. So again, that bit will go on there. And then this top part will fit onto there. And then one of the it doesn't really matter because you only get one of each anyway. Will go onto there, and that one will probably go that way around because it's like a minigun. And that will go onto there. So let's glue that together and have a look at one that's glued together. Okay, so there is a completed sentry bot. Kind of like them. One thing I will say I didn't realise is the tripods are actually different. They're a mirror image of each other. So I'm really hoping that they've figured out from the picture which one to send me, because if they send me the wrong one, the leg won't fit either. As I said, that's pretty useless. Might use it as a bit of damage on something. But yeah, I'll give you an update when I come back. That's what the other turret looks like. I think the gun's on the right way around on that. It seems to make sense that way. There we go. So next up, I'm doing this as order on the website. Let's move that out of the way. Let's say where I'm going to put these on just flat bases or make some bases for them yet. These ones that are coming up next have some plastic bases that are reminiscent of very old bases, to be honest. I don't know if these are from anything else or they've been made for these. But I remember having bases like this years and years and years ago when I first started collecting from Games Workshop. These were some of the sort of flying bases they had. So these, I'll probably just use these to be fair. But I won't be able to glue them on today because I'll need to spray paint these bad boys first. So these are the drones. 3 of these in the set. And this is what they look like. Sort of a vague resemblance to Darth Maul's drones, to be honest. Or a TIE fighter, depending on how you look at it. Empire either way, more or less. Sith. Yeah, these just need the flash taken off, and that's those. That's the drones. These private bases, they just feel ancient to me. But then I feel ancient, so that's fine. Next up on the website are the slaver bots. These models are cool. These are a box set in plastic. Because these guys, I just feel like they've got a ton of character for a robot. I really do quite like these. I'm quite happy to have like a robotic set from for Stargrave. That would be really cool. That is one of them. And it's just bits of flash again that just need coming off. Like that. Cutting off with some clippers. And just tidying up in general. With the bot. And now slightly different. Yeah, these are the slaver bot models. Yeah, I kind of like them. I like mechanised things. So next up we have the Grothek. I might have said Gothek. Grothek. G-R-O, Grothek. So this is kind of a big bat, pig, dog thing. There it is, just for size comparison. It's quite large. So that is the Grothek. And then we have another bag somewhere. These are the Grothek Spawn. So, if you might have guessed, the little versions, which kind of makes me look even more like pigs. Pigbat dogs, or boars, boar bats. Sounds like a Pokemon. Yeah, you get 3 of those. They are different sculpts. Again, covered in bits of flash. You just need pulling or clipping off. And then, obviously, the bases need all these little bits coming off so they'll stand up. Or you can stick them on a base. These ones don't actually come with bases, separate bases. Just be aware of that. Everything else seems to come with a base, at least. These don't, because they've got these built-in metal bases. They're relatively heavy and will stand up as long as that is taken off the bottom, which again is just flash. So that's fine, functional. I might base them, I might not. I can't remember if I based the Chrono Dog things that I got for them. We have next Enhanced Mutants. So these bad boys are the Enhanced Mutants. Again, a bit of flash on the finger there, some on the base. And we have this one, which is carrying around a skull by the looks of it. Is that a skull? It's like a servo skull. Kind of just like a skull and a spine, but then there's all those other little bits, kind of make it look like wires. I feel like the sculptor went for a skull and a spine. They thought it was too gruesome, so they added some wires to make it look mechanical. I don't know. I'd have been fine with that being a skull and a spine. He's even got a pair of Hulk shorts on. Great. Really, I'm going to paint them purple. Right. So that is the Enhanced Mutant. Next up we have the named characters. Chilean or Chilean, Rian and Drix Nomat. So, I'm assuming this is Drix. I might be wrong. I assume this is Chilean. Is that a grenade? Or is that just flash? That's just flash. So that's kind of like a bionic arm as well, that's pretty cool. Bionic arm, Colt, pistol, bionic eye. Great. It's a cool model actually. We built it. So those are the two, come with it. Those are the two character models. Next up, what should I do? On the website, when I was ordering all that part and the plastic models, were two other models. I think this is to make like a mutant monstrosity. This is definitely from the horror range, not from the Stargrave range, by the way. It was on their website. This is actually resin. This is a Shoggoth. So Lovecraftian nightmare. So first off, the resin sits flat, which is great. We have some bits we've got to punch out there with the resin. All that needs coming out and flattening down. It feels quite dry, there's no oiliness on this. I usually do wash resin now before I paint it, to be honest, with some soapy water, just to make sure there's no leftover residues. That doesn't count for 3D printing. They get washed anyway before they get hardened, so this is just resin that's made in a mould. That's all the bits of resin flash anyway. This is a Shoggoth. The Mountains of Madness. There are 2 points where these metal tentacles can go. I am not sure if there is a particular one that goes in a particular one. That certainly fits in there. That doesn't seem to. Conundrum is that fits in there better as well. Maybe they are designed so that you can fit either one in. Let me have a. I'll go and find that on the website. 1 second. Okay, so I've glued these in as per the picture on the website. So the jelly tentacle went down there, and then this one came shooting out of there. So that is a Shoggoth. It was from the Mountains of Madness, but it is a intergalactic horror, isn't it? So you know, it does have a place in Stargrave. I'm sure that'll come in handy. So the last and the only one that's in the blister is the mining robot. And again, I said this is actually from the last Prospector, but it's only just come out at the same time. I've taken it. This thing, we have giant buzzsaw arm, we have body, that's at the front, we have leg, and other arm. So this has got a lot of flash on it. I'm going to clean that off before we continue. Back in a moment. Okay, so we'll start by putting the body together. So that's this big blocky bit here. Because it's just metal. I think I've got some activator. Put a little bit on. Not a lot. these two parts together. Before you go and glue this, make sure they are flush. Make sure there's no little bits of flash in there, and make sure there are no big gaps. It does fit together pretty well on this model. It doesn't, because it's metal, sometimes metal warps. That doesn't mean if you get this it will definitely fit together that well, but that does fit together very well. No problems there. Next up we have the legs. So these bolt parts will go out, and then the flat parts will be on the inside. And we have just little square attachments, and we have little cubes there, and again one's at a diamond shape, if you will, from the camera, and then the bottom one's in a square, so you know which side's which. So the diamond shaped one will go on that side, because obviously if you tried to put it on there it would be at a weird angle. So we'll glue these on. Just check that is flat. It is. Right. Use our activator. Absolutely soak myself in it. The other option, of course, with this being all metal, you might find that it doesn't want to stick together for whatever reason. And of course, pinning is the go-to. You could easily cut those nodules off, as long as you know which leg's which. Cut them off, put a pin in, drill a hole into the socket there, and maybe a little green stuff just to fill it, pin it in place. Those things will probably never come off then. Will you stand up is the question. Good thing there is no base with this. I did think there might have been a bigger base behind the thing, but it doesn't come with a base. So this will definitely need a base either printing or making like my other bases. I'm not decided yet because I've run out of putty to make bases. So when you're going to have to do that or print some 3D ones off. But that should stand up like that. It obviously won't, but it's really top heavy. It should really have come with a base, I think. Obviously they don't have one that's big enough. Then we have the arms. Again, these are going to go on here. These you've got full range of how you want them to go on. So keep it simple. I do like this model actually. It does kind of, it's just like generic mining robot. It definitely says that to me. Full speed. Definitely beats my old way of doing things, which was just green stuffing everything. It used to fall apart all the time. The activator is better, but better than activator is pinning. See, this actually has a bit of flash left on it I've missed. I will get it once over with a knife to take anything else off before I prime it. Stuck on. Like an in your face kind of angle. In your face. There we go. Mining robot. Still not sturdy with the arms on. Probably worse, in fact. Way top heavy. So like the chicken walker that it is. It's There we go. Actually, probably I might get a couple more of these actually, and then I can put like industrial numbers on them. That look pretty good. But there we go. That's the mining robot. Definitely needs a base, so you are unfortunately going to have to source your own for that. And even these bases, that just looks silly. They're 25mm, aren't they? So it would fit on the 32mm base GW1 if you've got one spare, or 32mm size wooden base, whatever. It would probably be better on a 40. It would probably give it a better balance. Say a 40mm base for this thing. Because of the width of its shoulders, you want the base to probably be at least the same width, you know, to maintain some sort of balance. So there we go. So that's the mining robot. Next up, that's all the metal models. Next up we have, zoom out, manual zoom. Manual zoom again. Mercenaries 2. So this is the female Mercenaries box. So we saw the female crew in the last video. I might make a couple of these guys up. We'll have a look. So let's see, we have 5 bodies again. So move them out of the way. They're all the same. You get 4 sprues. 1, 2, 3, 4 all the same, and 2 of those base sprues. So enough for 20 models. So we have 5 bodies. Again, with more armour than the crew bodies. We have a flame unit, which is cool. We have a sniper rifle. Something that feels like an AK-47. Shotguns. A pistol there. We have a rather funky looking buzzsaw thing. An axe. They're cool. And a mace. I like all those. We have... that kind of looks like... if I spin that around. That could be a grenade launcher, like a mini grenade launcher. Or just a top loading pistol. You could call it what you want, really. That. We have various random looking guns, various random looking modern to sci-fi guns, again there, and pistols. And then we have near the top we have packs and knives, which is always good. And then we have the heads. So what we have here, we have human heads, an alien head with a Cyclops, an Escher head from Necromunda. We have like a security corpse almost head, and a weird alien with a bionic eye head. This is cool up here. We have like a weird dog face, dog or crocodile with a helmet. And we have a vulture. That's cool. We have giant bulging Star Trek heads. Then we have, I think that's a human head with a, it's hard to tell with the light on this. That is definitely a human head with fuzzy hair. We have Catwoman. We have various hairstyles, all human. At the other end, got more heads on this than we had on the crew sprue. We have another head here with helmet and spyglass. Again, we've got some accessories. Then we have basically Harley Quinn type head. We have the horned, sort of like tiefling-esque, devil horned, Devonian is it, heads. Then we have some, that's definitely an alien head, human-esque. Obviously, just paint the skin a different colour and call it an Orion, I don't know, or any race you want. With some more human-esque heads, and then one that's got like a frill on the back, alien, another alien head, and then the human head. Quite a variety there, that's quite cool. There's definitely another flame unit. So this came with a flame unit, the other one came with a flame unit as well. It's quite good. The other mercenary unit had like missile launcher on it, and a sniper rifle, and like a machine gun type thing, if I remember correctly. Well, I looked at one yesterday. This one only really has 2 special weapons on it that I can see, which is the flamer and the sniper. Yeah, yeah. I don't really see anything that looks like a big machine gun or a missile launcher. So there we go. That's what you get on the mercenary sprue. Some of those are quite cool. I might build one. I probably won't build the flame unit, because I've got a flame unit in the crew last time. There's the sniper gun. Could try that. Let me cut some bits off. Just a couple of examples. So, with like I think it might be one of like the Gorn type heads or a dog type head. I can't tell. It definitely has like that jaw to it. There we go. With the chain thingy sword, not chainsaw, buzzsaw was the word I was looking for. Flash Terrors-esque buzzsaw there. And then we have this one. I went with a sniper rifle with the vulture head. Kind of looks like she should be from Dark Crystal probably. But there we go. So there's just 2 examples. I might build a couple more up. When I was looking through the sprue, a couple of things. This gun here, even though I said there's no big guns on this is quite a large gun with a large magazine on there. That could probably be like a large machine gun type gun if you needed it. It's smaller than the one on the other mercenary thing. That's why I missed it, but it does have that large magazine there, so it definitely passes one. And this is definitely a grenade launcher, because there's a hand there with like the grenade in it, so it's like top loader, bang. So there we go. So there is actually plenty of options on there when you have a look. Just because in Stargrave there's no specific weapon types, it's sometimes hard to tell what the weapons are. But it also doesn't matter, because you can just, as long as you make it clear to your opponent that that is a sniper gun, that that is a pistol, etc. Before the game, that's fine. So there we go. So that is the whole Paternal releases and models. They are cool. I do like them. I'm definitely going to continue trying to get hold of Stargrave stuff, because it is awesome. I particularly like the mining robot actually. But from this, I think my favourite is probably the sliver bots. I'm all about robots. You might have guessed. And I'm hoping to get the missing leg off either one of those guys as well. So that should be on its way, hopefully. And hopefully they'll send the right one. I did send them a picture, so cross your fingers, everyone. Other than that, I shall let you know what happens. Please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more stuff. I don't know when, because again, time is a restraint, but I will be putting up videos whenever I get a chance. I do have a Necromunda one to do, because I desperately want to put this thing together that I've got for Necromunda, because he looks awesome. So stay tuned for that. That shouldn't be too long, I hope. Oh, down to the end of that, and I forgot to put any barbarians together. That sprue was underneath my phone, that's why I forgot. You know what, I'm going to stick a couple of these together. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I decided to stick a couple of barbarians together, then I decided to stick them all together. Okay, so the sprue, we've managed to make some guys. There's this guy, who I like to call Chaos Warhammer guy. You'll probably see why if you look at the helmet, and he's got a Warhammer. Not in relation to any other games company at all. And then we have Bearded Overkin. And then we have William Wallace, but with axe, because there's no claymore on the sprue, unfortunately. And then they kind of ran out of good ideas, so just whatever was left, basically. So we have another guy with an axe and a shield, and old stabby here. So those are my barbarians. To be honest, I'd have liked a few more helmeted options on that sprue, and maybe a few more double-handed weapons, like a claymore. There are other weapons on the sprue. Obviously there are bows and crossbows, but they're not really... When I had a look at the entry for it, it was mainly strength-based weapons. So the only range ones you get are the ones with the slings or the bolas. So you can't really use them in Stargrave. And there's also a spear there, but I decided against that. I just wanted to keep it like close combat completely. But there we go. I'd have liked it if there was a few more shields too. But there we go. That is the Barbarian sprue. It's the old one. It's not the new one. I think the new one's is all female, like the mercenary set we've just done. But yeah, there we go. So that is all the models. Finally, take two. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.